Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Pillow Talk. Oh my gosh, it has been way too long since I last recorded an episode. Let me find when the last time was. Oh my gosh, Anchor's not even doesn't. You know when you um search something on Google and then you type it in and like automatically comes up with the like recent websites that you use. It doesn't even do that for me. It has been way too long. I think it was like last year or the start of the year. I generally can't remember. Let me find it. Let me find it. Dim, dim, dim. Just loading. Okay. Um, Episodes. Last time, it was my 2020 goals on the 1st of January. I'm not 1st of January, the 31st of January, sorry. That was very long ago, to say the least. Um, yeah. So I guess maybe I don't really have a topic or I didn't really plan out what I'm going to talk about this episode. So I guess I'll just talk about what has been happening in the past few months or the past year, I should say, where I'm at and where I want to go. Maybe that's a good way. Maybe we can finish off today's podcast as it's mid-December to talk about where I want to go in 2023. So 2022, I feel like honestly, I feel like a lot of my hobbies like dropped off. Like I try to like for context, in in around like 2018, 2019, and started 2020, I had a really big hobby of like food account. um I had a food account and I like posted basically like every single week, or at least as much as I can. And I dropped it in 2020 when I was going through some mental health stuff. And then I'm trying to like bring it back, but it's really hard. Like I still take pictures of food, I just don't post it for some reason. Because I used to be a part of this like group chat with all these other like really famous and really big food blogs, or at least for to me they're famous and big because they have like thousands of followers, and I was like my little 300 followers, but I would have to like and comment their posts like every single day, and it was just like it felt like a job. Like it didn't feel fun anymore. So I haven't really. So I kind of stopped that. Um, I try to bring it back, but I just post some stuff, but I don't really engage with other people. And then there is what else is there? Oh yeah, my blog. I started my blog I think in 2017 as well, and I was blogging every few months or so. And then in 2020, especially during lockdown, I tried to make a habit to post something every single week, which I was pretty good at doing. And then after lockdown, it dropped. And then what else is there? And then this podcast, and I only release like few episodes every single month until a few episodes every few months until it dropped off. Lols. But I've been trying to get back into doing this podcast, but I'm very scared of I guess the performance anxiety or my parents hearing me, because I guess it's like or my family hearing me, especially since my sister's room is right next to mine, so she would be able to hear me if I was like if I was recording, and I don't know, that was just super awkward. So they're out watching Avatar right now, the new Avatar movie. So I'm taking advantage of the situation right now and recording this podcast episode while they're not here. But yeah, what did I just talk about? Oh, the stuff that I'm trying to get into. And then I made another Instagram account while I was not doing well in lockdown. Um, so I kind of like made my secret account, and I've been posting a little bit more there, like pictures and like vlogs. It's not honestly, it's not doing too well, but that's okay. And then recently, a few months ago, very recently, I think September or October, I opened up a TikTok account, which was really fun. My mom doesn't know, oopsies, but yeah, she doesn't like TikTok because she was like, oh, the Chinese are gonna steal your data or things like that. Um, yeah, but I got it anyway. And yeah, it's been really fun. Is posting some like vlogs, some stuff like that. It's not a big commitment, and it takes like literally 2 seconds to post it, because all I have to do is pick the song, put in the clips that I want to put in, and then I just use the auto sync function for the songs. I legit hardly have to do anything, which is pretty pog if I do say so myself. And I just add some captions or whatever, or like the text on the in the video, depending on what I want to do or depending on the type of video that it is. So that's been pretty good. And I've been like honestly, it's been pretty fun. And I've been cross posting onto my Instagram, so I feel like I'm not neglecting that, or like just like still keeping that alive, I guess. Because that is still something that I want to get into, but I'm just scared, I think. Oh, I don't know. Because even though like I have all these different things, like I have a blog, I have Instagrams, I have um this podcast, I forgot. It's always on the back of my mind, or it's always the last thing on my list, which is pretty sad because these are things that I genuinely enjoy doing. I genuinely enjoy like writing about my life, my learning experiences, my like the different things the different medias I consume, and I like talking, sharing my thoughts. I like to like share about my life, or like share like the different things I like. So for example, like food places, I like sharing that. I just don't do it. I think it's because like especially this year. Oh, actually, let's backtrack a bit. So like I said, I was really good at, for example, doing my blogs in like 2020. Well, being in 2020. But that's because I was in lockdown. I legit had like almost zero friends because I was like going through a way. I kind of like deactivated my Instagram account because I was going through some stuff with my ex best friends, and I didn't want to like interact with them. So the blog was kind of a way for me to have that, I guess, like that friend. For my Instagram, like I said, it was very falling to anxiety, that turned into actually like pretty good productivity now, but it was like really bad productivity. And then I don't know what about this podcast that made me post a little bit, but yes, I find like during those like stressful, even though this is like something that fulfills me a lot, during those stressful times when I had like, a lot of extracurriculars going on, like that was pretty demanding, or when I had like work and uni assignments, or like I was behind on uni for a lot. When like I would go through those things, the thing that I would just like chuck away or neglect is my hobbies or even my self care. I realize because after going out of lockdown, not only did my blog posts get like I stopped doing the blog posts, but I also stopped meditating and I stopped journaling as much as I did during lockdown, because in lockdown I had a lot more time to be able to do those things. But when we got out of lockdown, because I was like out at school doing stuff and working a lot more, I didn't have that same time. So as a result, there's got neglected, which is really bad because that really helped my mental health a lot, and which is why I made it as a part of my 2022 goals again. Which I was not, TLDR, was not successful. But during December, especially now that like things have died down a lot, like I'm not doing my extracurriculars is like basically non-existent right now. And I have uni. I'm trying to like bring back all of these things. Like for example, this week I read twice this week, which is and I've read like two books this year. Legit, I've read two books. So I'm starting to read. I'm trying to read more regularly again. I meditated 3 times this week, and I've been meditating a lot more since November. And what else? I've been trying to work out a bit more regularly. So that's been really good. I guess a test is when life gets a bit more busy, will I actually be able to continue those things? And I really hope I do, because those really help me out, and there's like their goals and like habits that I want to have for a reason. It's just like I just need to, I guess, like force myself to like do it. That sounds really bad, but it's like forcing myself because I know at the like when like before I do it, I'm gonna like, oh, I don't want to do this. It's so like boring, so tiring, or like, oh, can be stuff. But I know like after I do it, I know it'll feel really good, and it'll be like really good. It feel really good for me. So yeah, that's my update in terms of social life. I guess like I don't know what that update was. What has been happening in my life? I went to As a part of my organization that I'm a part of, I was able to go to Cambodia for a leadership conference, which was amazing. And I realized, like, you know it, especially like coming from, especially being a first generation immigrant, and when you go home to visit your family, you can see the differences in how you live. But for some reason, the privilege only really just sunk in during this conference when it was the first day, and the question that the person asked was, "Why did you join the organization?" And for us, a lot of us in Australia, we join this organization because we want to build our resume, and we want to like make friends or like things like that. And a lot of people, this one person in my group who I became good friends with, what they said was, "Oh, I joined this organization because it gave me hope. Because it gave me hope because for them, their like home village was a little violent, a lot of shootings, things like that. And they saw their friend who was in the organization, and they were very like hopeful. They were like really valuing personal development. And they got hope from that, so they wanted to join the organization for that. And I was just thinking about that and comparing it to my own experience. I was like, what in the world? So yeah, it was really eye opening. It was really good to meet a lot of different people as well. I was so really excited. I'm gonna go to, no, I can't speak. I want to do a Southeast Asia trip now because of that. Because or like East Asia trip, so I can visit all the friends that I made, which is gonna be really fun. Um, yeah, it's gonna be really fun, and yeah. What else? And then afterwards, we did a Singapore trip. It was like honestly super chill because I don't think I've shared it here, but I was born in Singapore and I lived there for a few years. So for me, there was more chill. While my other friends, they wanted to like do more touristy stuff. You know, I legit would come home. It was so bad because I was staying at my friend's place, which is like an hour away from the city. So every single day, I would like wake up at 10 o'clock. I would like leave the house by like 1. It was so bad, or like 12 or 1, something like that. And I would stay out till like 11, come home at 12, shower and stuff, like change by 1, and then be in bed like scrolling on TikTok until 2. So that was the life I was living. Um, yeah. I tried to go back to the place I used to live, but there was like construction and it's just so much walking in. I was like, I cannot do this. I seems, so I didn't do that unfortunately. What else did I do? Oh, I got a new job. I got a job offer last week, which was super exciting. I'm gonna sign the contract soon. I'm just waiting on some things. But yeah, I'm gonna be starting next week. So I think that will be a big test to see if I'm gonna be able to handle to like if I'm gonna be able to like keep up my habits that I want to keep up. Also, I'm just like for those. Oh yeah, I'm gonna start recording as well because I see people do that. The podcast I listen to, I see people do that, and I think it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna start recording. But I'm just like moisturizing my hands because they're so dry these days from I don't know washing my hands, doing dishes a lot. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yes, it's gonna be a good test to see if I can like continue my habits. And I think it's gonna be really interesting as well because I'm gonna be doing full time uni, and I've not done full time uni since last year, like 2021. So that's gonna be very interesting. I don't know if I'll be able to handle it. I hope I do because I cannot afford to not do full time uni. Cause yeah, mm, so we'll see about that. I think we'll hopefully it'll be fine because then I can just do uni at night after work. Because I can just do work at work, come home, and I just don't have to think about work anymore. I'm hoping that's the case. Eh, but yeah. Um, what else is there to talk about? Mm, oh, there's nothing more to the updates. I guess we can go to the later part of the podcast where I said I wanted to talk about where I want to take this podcast. Oh, sorry, that was my hand moisturizer. Take this podcast, or like I guess like take life in general, maybe as well. Or my 2023 goals. I guess my 2023 goals is like kind of the same as the 2022 goals in the sense that I want to build up those self care habits. Like I want to continue it beyond the breaks. and be able to keep them up during uni, during work, especially since those are the most important times where I actually need those habits to make sure that like my mental health, my physical health is like great, amazing, and I can deal with the life pressures as I deal with them. What else is my 2023 goals? I want to progress in my career. Ooh, I want to finish some. I want to pass all my units for uni. Fingers crossed. What else? And I guess like I'll talk more in terms of maybe like the podcast because I don't think the life one. I haven't really thought about that, so that's not really a point. But in terms of podcast, I really want to post more. I don't think I'll be posting in the next month. Legit, I'm gonna post this and like dip for the next month because my family from overseas is coming over and I do not want to be recording when they're in the house. And then I'm going away to Sydney with with Sid family, and then I'm going to be going on like another conference in the start of Jan. So I'm not gonna be able to record during then. So this is gonna be very interesting. But yeah, especially in January, I wanna do or not in January. Just in general, in 2023, I want to post a lot more regularly. Like I always have all these ideas of what I want to post, but I just never do it out of this performance anxiety. So I think that's mainly a major thing that I want to get over is worrying about like what other people think of me, or like not my I guess my quote unquote my posts, or like social media, or like social media endeavors not doing well. Because ultimately, like even though like you see people make heaps of money off of it, and you're like, damn, I want to be like that. Even though that would be pretty cool. Like again, this is just a hobby. Like I'm not gonna turn this into a full-time career. Like I just want to just for fun, share my thoughts, things like that. So I want to get over that performance pressure, get over that yeah, performance pressure and anxiety. I want to because yeah, I want to post more. I keep I keep repeating myself. I need to stop. Um yeah, just like post more regularly. As well as would be cool if I can get some of my friends on. Like I don't really share what I do online with my friends for the most part, just because it's kind of awkward to for your friends to kind of see what you put out. But I did share about the podcast with one of my friends, and I want to get them on. They said they were pretty keen, so I want to get them on because our conversations are always like really amazing. They're really fun to talk about. Oh, they're really fun. They're very insightful, and we always like talk about like yeah, like it's like doing what you want. Not letting society get to you, which is I think is really cool to have like, a friend who can back you up and support you like that. So I want to share them with you guys too. And what I was gonna say, I want to invest. I want to get a like a microphone. Let's see, of this works. But yeah, I really want to get a microphone because this headphone situation is not doing it that well, and I'm pretty sure the audio quality won't be that good as well. I used to use my like the earphones that you get when you buy a phone, but I tried it out right before this and it was not working at all. Like it was not picking up the audio very well. It was Officeworks microphone. Maybe because I'm gonna share I'm recording. Actually, maybe not. It's stuff on my Google. Give me a second. I can share screen with you guys. For those who are listening on Spotify, I guess that's an elf. Yes, but I really want to invest in a microphone. I wanted to do it before, but I never saw but I didn't record enough to be able to do it. Ooh, this looks, oh, that's so expensive though. $200, $300. I do not have I did not do this often enough to be able to do that. Oh my gosh. Oh wait, that's that type of microphone. I feel like these podcast type microphones. So for those who don't know, think about a single microphone. The top part is just on a stand. Think about that. But I don't. Yeah, I definitely do not do this enough to be able to justify that price. Like I said, I got a new job recently, so maybe I can use that money. but I also don't want to because that's a lot of money. I also have a, well, right now it's the second job, and that's like a very project based job. So maybe I can use that money one day. Or maybe I'll start with this like $29 one. I feel like that's it looks pretty decent, the $29 one. Like decent enough to be able to like get some quality sound, but it's not like so expensive to the point that it's like no. Or maybe this one. It's like a clip-on microphone, but maybe the like clothes like rustling noise would be really annoying. And maybe I'll get that $29 one. Let me just save that for later. But yeah, I really want to invest in like equipment because I feel like this sounds so stupid, but I know people usually who are into social media or who have careers in social media, they will say, "Oh, you don't need equipment to be able to do you don't need equipment to be able to do these things." But I feel like if I get the equipment or if I get the equipment, I feel like it'll make me feel a lot more motivated to do it because it's like, oh, now I have to do it because I have to justify. Oh wait, sorry. Man, I've been talking too much. I need to stop this soon. So let's get to the point. What was I saying? I legit forgot I was going to say. Yes, I remember now. I feel like if I get the equipment, then I feel like I have to use it more so I can justify the price of me buying it. Which also does not make sense because I can just do this anyway without buying the equipment. But at the same time, I want the equipment. So maybe, how about this? I release, I'm going to make this promise to myself. I make 10 episodes starting from I make 10 episodes in 2023, and if I do that by, let's say, end of April, then I will be able to justify the price of me buying that $29 microphone, and we can go from there. I think that's a pretty fair deal. I think it's a pretty fair deal. So I'm gonna put it into the universe, keep myself accountable, and yeah, I think that is a pretty good end to this episode. So if you enjoyed, hope you enjoyed, and hope you guys have an amazing day. Bye bye.